A very good evening to all our viewers. Welcome to Thursday's edition of the Evening Review. My name is Erginus Endjala, your host. Let's look at today's headlines of Namibian Sun. Tonight on the show, we are extremely honored to have the governor of Omusati region, Erginus Endjala, to engage us on a number of issues concerning his region. So we are extremely excited. Governor, thank you for making time and being on the show tonight.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, wonderful. I think the first thing I want to engage you on, Governor, is really the situation regarding the refugees from Angola. I know that for the past couple of months you've been working around the clock to help these people who seem to not have a lot of assistance from elsewhere. Tell us first, what are the issues around the migration of these people into Omusati region and Namibia in general, and what is the status right now?
No, thank you very much. We know that I think that the global warming is here to stay.
Yeah.
And currently what we observe is that the devastating drought that I think hit us in 2019,
yeah.
We in Namibia now currently is a little bit better, but I think in the side of Angola still a problem. Towards the beginning of this year, probably starting now from February,
yeah, we
receive a lot of influx from Angola. And those people really actually what they are claiming, and even from their body, they shows that they really need some food assistance. It's the hunger and starvation that really made them to, I think, that drove them from Angola to Namibia. They come here now to seek for assistance. To a certain extent that some of them, when they came, literally, even to stand up, was an issue because their body, they were tired and then also they were hungry. Now, as we speak, we have informed now the authority, the Angolan authority,
yeah,
and whereby I was fortunate enough to be part and parcel of the bilateral agreement that was, I think, the bilateral talks that was held in the Lubango. That was now in April, from the 23rd to the 25th. Myself and Honorable Ndebashia from Ohangwena region were now part and parcel of the delegation, because those immigrants were not only immigrated in Omusati, but also in the part of Ohangwena.
Yeah.
But although the large number is passed through our region, we went and engaged with our four counterparts, the governor of Kunene from Angola, the governor of Namibia, the governor of Willa, and then the governor of Kwantu-Kubangu. And all of them, because they are sharing the common border that we have between Namibia and Angola, and therefore this influx of people not only affected maybe Omusati and then Ohangwena, but it also that side of Kavango, and then other places like also in Kunene. I think the number was quite huge, although these immigrants now differs. They are in two categories. You find those economic immigrants.
Yeah.
Those they realize that in Angola probably they don't have a space for them to sell what they want to sell, and therefore illegally immigrated to Namibia now with some illicit items that are prohibited. And then you find those who are really move out because of starvation. And therefore I think currently we are dealing with those who are really starving, people that they really need assistance. So far we have 2,458 immigrants that we have in our reception area, and that is now the area of Tunda there. We are hosted by the Lutheran Church. They have offered now their places where we have to allocate these people, because when they started they were just scattered all over. Some of them they were at Oshifo in the township, just at the open, and then another one they were now just at this side of Etunda. And it was also a risky because they came with they have because of malnutrition they have some skin disease problem.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And those skin disease problem, we are now afraid to say if we leave them to open and then starting now mingling with other people, we may also contract the same, and it will become very difficult to contain. Now the best option is to look for a reception area where we can have control over them, whereby our Ministry of Health, they use now to go and also attend and they assess their situation. And that is the reason now currently we have them there. Now the most paining part is that the large number of these immigrants, it's composed of children from 0 to 12 years. And we are talking about 1,552, yes, 52, with 177 newborn babies.
I see. So they were all, these were born from Angola, or do we have some of them born also on site maybe?
No, the one I'm currently reporting, the one that are born just in Namibia.
What? Really?
And we have 86 pregnant women. That some of them, they come maybe pregnant, highly pregnant, and some of them, they become pregnant while they're there. And it become now an issue because it's easy to take care of elderlies. But where you have a challenge of the young ones, and you start thinking about the future of those young ones, they are not attending school. They are just there for the sake of being there. And therefore we appeal to Samaritan to say, probably it's a high time also to start now thinking of donating some educational materials, just to keep the young children a little bit out of distress. In the way that currently now they are stressed, because you know, some of them, of course, like of the kids of the 12, from 10 to 12, they may in the way understand their situation. And if it's not addressed properly, it may affect also their mental health.
Indeed.
And therefore we appeal now to Good Samaritans that they think it's just a noble cause for them to come and also to our rescue to help the situation. And then, but we have also to say thank you to the government of the Republic of Namibia, specifically the Office of the OPM. They have been really of a good assistance in terms of foodstuff. Because you know, these people now, they find themselves in our country, and to let them die while they're in our custody, although actually we are not obliged to do so, but at least we, in terms of humanitarians, we think it's our obligation to assist our colleagues, because they says your friend in need is your friend indeed.
Indeed.
Yeah, you cannot be today because you are fine. You say, okay.
Then you forget your friends.
You forget your friends. I think we have really to help our colleagues by all means.
Thank you, Governor, for that elaborate answer. The last information that I've received in that regard, and it was published in Namibian Sun, was that that the situation is so delicate that some of the drought relief food that is meant for Namibians have actually started being shared with these guys just to sustain them, the immigrants from Angola. Is that true, and is it an indication of just how desperate the situation is?
Actually, I think it was a little bit distorted.
Okay.
The cabinet, I think they took a resolution after they have received this information through the Ministry of International Relations, and they have made a provision to say, let us have maybe from our emergency fund or wherever, just to have a fund that is dedicated just to help these people, while we are now talking to our counterpart in the other side to see how the government of Angola will respond, and probably how prepared are they now to repatriate their compatriots. It's not true, because the whole thing is that currently the programs that is aimed to those who are really in need is not interrupted at all. Okay. It continues, to go as it was planned for.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a very beautiful thing. Now, you spoke about more than 2,000 people being in that area. A lot of them coming together. How are we navigating around the issues of COVID also? I mean, it's a very delicate situation.
Yes. In fact, that is our worry. The reason for them to take them out from the public domain actually is to protect, because we know that these people are already vulnerable. Now, if we let them just to be in the open, is that there will be also a kind of opportunity for abuse. If I need people to do some work at my house, I may come there because of desperation. They will just come and do.
Yeah.
But then, in terms of protection, it's become an issue. Because number one is that medical care to them it's become a challenge, because it's not always our team available, because we have also our programs that we have to conduct. Now, allowing them that way, I think, was a problem. That's why we said, rather than you look for a reception area where you can provide them with all the amenities that they need, as we speak now, the Red Cross Society have also come on board to bring in some issue of sanitations, like the ablution facilities, and then some clean drinkable water. I think, and also the hygiene items like soap and all other things, just for them to, to be a little bit on the hygiene side. But it's a challenge. Thanks God, we have to say thank you to God. Up to now, we did not really recorded any case from those colleagues. We have to thank God. But the situation is really very fragile, because anything happen there,
then the entire
we are going to lose a lot of life.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes,
I can imagine that. Now, Governor, you said in April you went to Angola with Honorable Devashia, and I can't remember which month, when Governor Didalirwa also came to
that was in May.
When last did you hear from your Angolan counterparts as far as this situation is concerned? What are the messages coming from Angola? Are we going to see a solution to this situation anytime soon, or is it a burden that has been left on your shoulders only?
No. In fact, thank you for that question. In fact, I think before I left Omusati, that was now the day before yesterday, the Minister of International Relations, I think they have received an invitation from the Angolan ambassador in Namibia, now to give them the message and to inform them about the plans that the Angolan government currently maybe they have in place when it's come now to the issue that they have to deal with, how to repatriate these immigrants and probably some help. But now the problem that we also have is that there is a mistrust between the people and then the government.
Yes, yeah.
Some, they feel like if they are told to go back, are they going to be assisted as they wish, or maybe it will be just an issue of a public relation type of agreement. And therefore, they are looking at the final solution.
Yeah.
But of course, yes, the two governments, they are engaging. And I have also received just a letter yesterday from the consulate of Angola in Omusati that they are coming now to the region from the 16th, from the 15th to the 18th.
Yeah.
And the purpose is to go and record how many of displaced Angolans in our regions, so that at least maybe that could be a preparation now for the repatriation of those who want to repatriate it.
Yeah.
But what makes it even more difficult is that as we speak, Namibian border is open, but the Angolan border still really closed. Now the question is that closing the border and then you have a lot of influx that are coming in, it does not really make sense. Actually, when we were in Angola, we were proposing to say, fine, maybe not open up the whole border, but can we have a designated areas where people can be given access to come to Namibia and conduct their business, and then from there we can now actually have a control, because if you pass in the door, then we know how many people that have entered Namibia. Now, unlike now, people are passing wherever they please to pass. It becomes a problem.
But that is exactly what I wanted to say, because I am from Omusati myself, and the border is, in some areas, is non-existent. The fence that used to be there is no longer there. And then we have people, for example, saying, Mark Henry Venani likes making this allegation that there are Angolans voting in Namibia. I suppose because we also know that a lot of people on the other side of the border actually have Namibian identity documents, some of them. So where do you draw the line to say, yes, you live on the other side, but you have Namibian identity documents, and therefore you are Namibian? Namibian is actually, the definition is by identity documents and not by geography. Or how do you look at it?
Of course, we have to understand also the history, how these things come all about.
Exactly.
Borders, by the way, are mostly artificial. It's colonial borders that we have just to respect in the current moment. But it's the same families that just separated. You go this way because of the situation. Probably, I think that is something that we have now to live with it for a while, because for argument's sake is that also now if you check the demography of the northern area, we are densely populated, and you may find that the likelihood now to get a space this side of Namibia has become very slim, and some people, they opted to be the other side. But that doesn't necessarily means that now that person is no longer Namibian. Of course, yes, by the border, but it's a very complex thing. And I think we have to live with it, because not only in that side of the north, think about the issue of Botswana, think about the issue of Zambezi, the issue of Kavango. It's all over, because towards the end is the same family that was just divided by the colonial, and it's not only unique to Namibia. I think that is a global problem that we have, and definitely, of course, we have to live with it. And it's become very difficult and delicate thing to say yes or no.
Yeah, yeah.
The definite answer could not be found because it's become very difficult. But of course, if you have a Namibian ID, it means you have Namibian documentation.
Yeah.
Hardly now to deny to say you are not living in Namibia.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you have all the required documents that is needed, you know.
Yeah.
It's something that you have to live with it, of course. Yes, I understand his concern, but that is a global problem that we have to solve because it's not on our own making.
Yes.
It's the colonial that have made it for us, and we have to accept it as it is.
Exactly.
It's now up for us maybe to see, and it's also need now a kind of a bilateral type of agreement between the two countries to say, whoever found himself this side, probably let us now nationalize those people and then give them to be not having dual citizens.
Yeah.
Yeah, if either you belong to Namibia or you belong to Angola.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Now, as we draw towards the end of our conversation, Governor, you are in Windhoek. Yesterday there was a meeting between yourself and President Hage Geingob, all of the governors, including yourself, and we saw the, of course it was by and large a very open meeting. The media was invited. Tell us about the nature of the meeting, especially from the perspective of Omusati, to say what kind of messages did you leave with the president as far as your region, the everything that goes on in your region? What are some of the key issues that you discussed with the president regarding Omusati region?
No, well, in fact, the engagement mostly we were looking at the issue of how to manage better the region in terms of coherence.
Yeah.
Because regions are diverse. You have different people with different beliefs and different cultures. But then I think as a governors now we are required for everybody to be part and parcel of the governorship. And I think, of course, yes, maybe challenges that we are facing in terms of how to govern, and one of them is that I don't know if people really know better the Omusati region like majority of us we know.
Yeah.
If you talk a very diverse region is Omusati.
Yes.
We are living together with 9 traditional authorities within one region. And you must understand that where you find peoples with jurisdictions, there will be always problems when it's come now to this one have encroached to my boundaries and all that type of thing. But I have to say thank you so far the way we handle our issues, internal issues. And then I think we now trying to understand that we must recognize that every person who finds himself in Omusati is a resident of Omusati, and he deserves the same rights and also the aspiration like any other. And we need to accommodate one another because we are the same person. Yeah. By the way, not doesn't necessarily means that if you belong to traditional A, you are no longer a resident of Omusati. And you must understand that diversity, it always brings some problems. But it depends how you handle them.
Yeah, yeah.
If you handle it properly, then people live in harmony. If you handle it wrongly, then obviously you are now provoking some misunderstanding. Of course, I know that currently there's some emerging problem in Ukoronkadi, where you find the Ukoronkadi traditional authority, and then you find some of the Adimba-speaking people that are also claiming now to have their own traditional authority within a traditional authority. That is another matter of concern, and if it's not handled properly, it may bring some conflict.
Yes.
But I think those are the issues that actually we brought forward to say these are some of the challenges, but of course we have way and means on how to handle them. Because now currently the ministry responsible, that's the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development, that is responsible for the traditional authorities, they're already sending now a team of investigation for the two warring parties to come together and then iron out their problems. Yes, I think that is actually what we brought forward to the president. And then actually the normal administration issues of the government, I think those are actually the discussion was around that.
Indeed.
Yes.
Governor, I wish I had more time because there's so much to discuss, especially when you come from a region as big and complex as Omusati. But in the interest of time, we'll end there. But thank you very much, really, for making time to the show on short notice.
Thank you.
We appreciate that you were able to squeeze us in your very busy schedule. I know that from here you are heading to another meeting.
Yes.
So thank you very much for coming.
No, thank you. No, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Nice to have me.
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is Governor Erginus Endjala of Omusati region speaking to us about the situation around the refugees that migrated earlier in the year into Omusati and other parts of the country, just what the status update there is and other things that you heard the governor discussing. Thank you for watching and good night.
Go far with Paratus. Go further with Paratus Fiber. Paratus offering high-speed, reliable fiber connectivity starting from only 599 Namibian dollars per month. Unlimit your lifestyle and visit na.paratus.africa for more information.
Always prepared.